I don't remember the last time we managed to get through a week without reporting on Boeing's faulty planes. Why do incidents like these keep happening to Boeing planes?
Something went horribly wrong on Alaska Airlines Flight 558, right after it left Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. The plane, filled with tourists, business people, and locals heading to San Diego, suddenly started shaking violently on the right side. At first, passengers brushed it off as a little turbulence, but the shaking quickly turned terrifying. What happens when even the experienced pilots are scared? Let's expose what this dire warning means for the future of aviation. Turbulence above Seattle. The Boeing 737-900ER was filled with passengers. Some were tourists, some were on business trips, and some were just going home. The crew, led by the experienced Captain John Miller, expected a normal trip down the West Coast. The weather was clear, and the plane took off smoothly. Passengers settled into their seats, watching movies, reading, or sleeping, with no idea of what was coming. About 20 minutes into the flight, people started to feel a strange shaking from the right side of the plane. At first, some thought it was just a little turbulence, but the shaking got worse, and everyone began to worry. Captain Miller and his co-pilot quickly noticed the problem. The right engine was malfunctioning. This wasn't just a small bump in the flight. The instruments showed there was a real issue, and the shaking was now joined by strange noises. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, the pilot started running checks and stayed in touch with the cabin crew to keep an eye on things. The problem didn't get better. The shaking continued, and the noises grew louder. There was only one choice. They had to go back to Seattle. Captain Miller decided to turn the plane around. He made a calm but serious announcement to the passengers, explaining the engine trouble and the plan to return to the airport. He reassured everyone that their safety was the top priority, and that, while there wasn't an immediate danger, they weren't going to take any chances. The cabin was filled with mixed emotions. Some people were clearly anxious, their minds racing with worry. Others were calm, trusting the crew to handle things. But this wasn't the worst part. As the plane headed back to Seattle, you could feel the crew's focus and professionalism. They were ready to face this unexpected problem, making sure that everyone's safety came first throughout the whole ordeal. The passengers and crew of Alaska Airlines Flight 558 had a scary moment when the engine's cover came off during the flight. This caused a loud noise and strong shaking. The plane had to quickly turn back to Seattle. Those sitting on the right side could see the uncovered engine clearly. The engine's parts were shaky, and many passengers recorded it on their phones. This footage spread widely on social media and news, showing a moment of real fear that no one on board will forget. Captain John Miller and his co-pilot acted quickly. They heard the strange noise and felt the vibration. Following their training, they immediately contacted air traffic control and the airline's operations center. They gave updates about the plane's condition, making sure everyone was informed and ready. Their fast decision to turn the plane back to Seattle showed their focus on keeping everyone safe. Inside the plane, the flight attendants were very supportive. They moved quickly, checking on each passenger and giving clear instructions on how to prepare for the emergency landing. Their training in handling emergencies was clear as they kept everyone calm, which was important to prevent panic. This calmness helped ensure that the evacuation after landing went smoothly. Alaska Airlines safety protocols were really tested during this incident. These protocols include detailed training for pilots and flight attendants, covering many types of emergencies. The airline regularly updates these procedures to follow the latest industry standards. Their commitment to thorough maintenance and regular crisis simulations ensures that the crew is ready to handle real emergencies. After many smooth flights, the crew faces a real test: Seattle's close call. As the plane landed safely back in Seattle, the effectiveness of the airline's safety measures was clear. The professional actions of Captain Miller, his co-pilot, and the flight attendants ensured everyone's safety. This turned a potentially disastrous situation into a proof of the airline's high standards and the crew's excellent training. The real challenge was managing the fear and uncertainty of the passengers, who relied heavily on the crew's calm and composed guidance throughout the ordeal. The airline's schedule was running smoothly. It was clear that each aircraft had been thoroughly checked to ensure everything was working properly. However, even with these careful checks, the incident showed that unexpected problems could still happen. The airline's commitment to safety meant they reacted quickly and in a coordinated way. The plane involved was a Boeing 737-900ER, a model known for its top-notch safety features designed to handle in-flight emergencies well. The pilots were using these systems to monitor the engine and safely steer the plane back to Seattle. This smooth teamwork between the pilots and the technology showed the airline's dedication to safety. Passengers were also key during the crisis. Despite the worry and uncertainty after the engine malfunction and the cowling falling off, most passengers stayed calm and followed the crew's instructions. This collective calm helped make the emergency landing smooth and orderly. Flight attendants moved through the aisles, showing safety positions and getting everyone ready for landing. Passengers listened closely and followed the guidance given. Many passengers later expressed gratitude for the clear and reassuring updates from the pilots and flight attendants, which helped ease their fears. Seeing the exposed engine and hearing the damaged parts were definitely scary, but the passengers' trust in the crew's skills allowed them to focus on the instructions. This cooperative attitude was crucial in preventing panic and ensuring everyone was ready for landing. When the plane finally touched down safely and stopped, the passengers continued to act calmly. They followed evacuation procedures quickly, allowing for a smooth and uneventful exit. But this wasn't the end of the story. Emergency responders on the ground were able to help passengers and crew right away because of the orderly way everyone acted. After a safe emergency landing, Alaska Airlines quickly made sure everyone on board was okay. The ground crew at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport was ready to help with anything needed, like providing refreshments and medical checks. They also arranged new flights for the passengers. Those who wanted to keep traveling were put on the next available planes to San Diego, while others who needed a break were given hotel stays and meals. Alaska Airlines' customer service team was very attentive, taking care of each passenger's concerns with understanding. They also made sure to keep the passengers' families informed. Representatives called families to update them and reassure them about their loved one's safety. This was crucial to easing the worries of those waiting for news. The airline even provided counseling services for passengers who needed emotional support, recognizing the mental impact of the incident. But this wasn't the worst part. The aircraft, a Boeing 737-900ER, was immediately taken out of service for a thorough inspection. Alaska Airlines safety team, along with Boeing experts and the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, started investigating why the engine cowling came off during the flight. This is a rare and dangerous event that could have had serious consequences. As soon as the plane was parked at the airport, engineers and safety specialists began their checks. They closely examined the affected engine, especially the area where the cowling had detached, to look for any signs of wear and tear or production flaws that might explain the incident. They worked diligently to ensure that such an event would not happen again. After landing safely, it's time to find out what went wrong. Airline maintenance under the microscope. In the meantime, the airline continued to focus on the passengers' well-being, making sure they had everything they needed to recover from the stressful experience. The investigation shifted to finding any defects or maintenance problems that might explain the plane's issue. The team carefully checked the plane's maintenance logs, which had details of recent inspections, repairs, and any engine problems. Their aim was to find any maintenance lapses that could have caused the engine cowling to come off. These records were important because they showed the plane's condition and all the work done over time. The investigators looked at each entry in the logs, searching for recurring issues or unusual patterns that could explain what went wrong. They also interviewed the maintenance staff who last worked on the plane to get more insights. Besides checking the maintenance records, the team analyzed data from the plane's flight instruments and black box. The black box holds the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, which capture crucial information about the flight. This data helped recreate the events leading to the incident, showing possible malfunctions. The flight data recorder provided details on the engine's performance, vibrations, and the plane's condition before and during the emergency. The cockpit voice recorder captured conversations between the pilots and air traffic control, as well as among the flight crew. This audio was crucial to understand the crew's response and the sequence of events during the emergency. A key part of the investigation was looking at the detached engine cowling itself. The cowling protects the engine and helps with the plane's aerodynamics. Investigators retrieved the cowling from where it landed and analyzed it for any structural weaknesses or damage. Materials experts tested the cowling for wear and tear, corrosion, or manufacturing flaws that could have caused the incident. The team also had to consider other potential factors, like weather conditions or bird strikes that might have contributed to the emergency. To figure out why the cowling was faulty, investigators looked into whether the problem was due to design mistakes, material wear, or outside factors. Many groups worked together on this, including Alaska Airlines safety team, Boeing engineers, the Federal Aviation Administration, and various aviation safety experts. This team effort was crucial to make sure every possible factor was checked. Boeing provided its technical knowledge, especially about the design and construction of the 737-900ER. Their engineers explained the details of the aircraft's systems and where there might be weaknesses. The FAA oversaw the investigation, ensuring it followed the strictest safety standards and protocols, adding an extra layer of thoroughness. As the investigation went on, early findings began to emerge. These initial results suggested multiple reasons for the cowling coming off. Suspected issues included the strength of the fastening mechanisms, material wear, and the stresses the plane experienced during flights. While a definite cause was not yet found, these early insights were crucial in setting immediate safety measures. In response to these early findings, Alaska Airlines and Boeing issued urgent safety alerts. These advisories called for detailed inspections of similar models, focusing on the areas identified as at risk. The goal was clear: to prevent any similar incidents while the investigation continued. As more information came to light, the seriousness of the issue became clearer, prompting even stricter safety measures. The final conclusions of this investigation are expected to change safety standards in the aviation industry. The final report will detail comprehensive strategies to prevent similar failures. These strategies are likely to improve safety protocols significantly, marking a big change in how aircraft reliability and safety are managed. This wasn't just about fixing the current problem. It was about preventing future issues and making the skies safer for everyone. Now safe on the ground, it's time to think about future safety, navigating the skies of change. During a regular check, it became clear that regular maintenance and thorough inspections of airplane parts are very important. Alaska Airlines might need to update their rules and even rethink how some parts are made to make their planes safer. People talked about possible improvements for important airplane parts to stop future problems. Alaska Airlines is ready to make any changes suggested by the ongoing investigation. This proactive approach aims to use any knowledge gained from this troubling event to improve overall safety and the reliable performance of their entire fleet. They are committed to maintaining the highest safety standards and continuously improving their operations. The incident with Alaska Airlines. Flight 558 was shocking, but not new. Similar issues with engine covers and the body of the plane had happened before. This shows how important it is to have strong inspection and maintenance routines, ensuring that every flight is not just a trip, but a promise of safety. But this wasn't the worst part. What made it even more concerning was that these problems had been noticed in the past. So, it became even more important to find long-lasting solutions and make sure such issues don't happen again. Alaska Airlines is now looking closely at their procedures to identify any areas that need improvement. They are determined to learn from this incident and make the necessary changes to ensure their passengers' safety. This includes not just fixing the immediate issues, but also preventing future ones by being more vigilant in their inspections and maintenance routines. In response to the investigation, the airline is focusing on improving their safety protocols. They are also considering new designs for some aircraft parts to avoid similar problems in the future. This proactive stance shows their commitment to ensuring the highest safety standards for their fleet. While these events are rare, they do happen and have had a big impact on the aviation industry. For example, in 2018, a scary event occurred on a Southwest Airlines flight when its engine failed. A piece of the engine broke off, damaged the aircraft, and sadly, a passenger died. This incident led to quick action from both regulatory bodies and airlines, requiring detailed inspections to ensure the safety of similar engines. Another concerning event happened in 2019 on a Norwegian air shuttle flight. Just minutes after takeoff, the engine's outer cover fell off and landed on the ground. Luckily, the plane was able to return safely to the airport. But this incident raised serious questions about engine parts strength and maintenance routines thoroughness. In 2021, the aviation world was shaken again when a United Airlines flight experienced engine failure shortly after leaving Denver. Pieces of the engine's cover fell over residential areas below. Thankfully, no one on the ground was hurt, and the plane safely returned to the airport. This close call led to more inspections and a renewed focus on strict safety standards for similar engines to prevent future failures. But this wasn't the worst part. The incident with Alaska Airlines Flight 558 stands out among these troubling events. In response, the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, quickly took action to ensure passenger safety. They ordered all Boeing 737 MAX 9 planes to be temporarily grounded for thorough inspections. This decision, although drastic, was necessary to prevent any potential dangers related to engine cover issues. The grounding required detailed checks of the engine cover attachments and other parts to make sure each plane was safe to fly again. These inspections were very detailed, looking for any signs of wear or damage that could compromise safety. With the crisis over, the focus shifts to improving safety everywhere. The dire implications of Boeing 737 MAX 9 groundings. Worries came up about the chance of material fatigue or other issues that might make the cowling, the cover over the aircraft engine, come off. The Federal Aviation Administration quickly reacted by issuing a directive. They demanded a thorough review of maintenance records and procedures to ensure that all checks and repairs were done to the highest standards. This careful plan aimed to uncover any hidden problems and improve the safety and reliability of the affected planes. Grounding the Boeing 737 MAX 9 aircraft created big operational problems for airlines, since it reduced the number of planes they had available. But the main goal was to ensure the safety of both passengers and crew, making the temporary disruption worth it. The aviation industry supported the FAA's decision, knowing that detailed inspections and the lessons learned from them were key to preventing similar issues in the future and maintaining public trust in air travel. The incident, especially involving Alaska Airlines Flight 558, affected the airline's public image significantly. Even though the immediate response was praised, it led to a lot of public and media scrutiny. Such events, even if they are rare, raise questions about an airline's commitment to safety and reliability. Alaska Airlines responded by launching a strong campaign to protect and rebuild their reputation. They highlighted their long-standing commitment to safety and the thorough safety protocols they had always followed. By reaffirming their dedication to strict safety measures, the airline aimed to regain the trust and confidence of their passengers. Alaska Airlines worked closely with regulatory bodies and industry experts to ensure a thorough investigation. They fully cooperated with the FAA and other authorities, showing their commitment to transparency and accountability. This proactive approach was crucial in proving their dedication to not just meeting regulations, but also ensuring the safety and well-being of every passenger they flew. The incident with Flight 558 really helped boost Alaska Airlines' image as a safe and dependable airline. After the event, the airline made sure to keep everyone updated through social media, press releases, and direct communication with passengers. This open and honest approach built a strong community and support system, showing how dedicated the airline is to gaining and keeping their customers' trust. The incident also made the whole industry take a closer look at the safety of engine parts and the importance of regular maintenance. Airlines and regulatory bodies realized they needed to pay constant attention to avoid such issues in the future. The Federal Aviation Administration responded by grounding Boeing's 737 MAX 9 planes for detailed inspections, highlighting the importance of taking safety measures beforehand. The FAA's quick and effective response showed how regulatory bodies can act fast to tackle new safety threats. It also showed the importance of airlines, plane makers, and regulators working together to maintain top safety standards in aviation. Moving forward, the findings from the Flight 558 investigation will add valuable knowledge to the industry. These insights are expected to improve safety protocols, enhance maintenance routines, and influence future aircraft designs. All these improvements aim to make flying even safer for everyone. Are current aviation safety standards enough to prevent future crises? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe for more.